I have no words. That's just.
Yeah, there's a lot
Oh my
going on in that
goodness.
one, huh? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the things that
for
drew me
sure.
to this, I mean, firstly, the production is just like off the charts creative, right? Even the musical aspects of it, like just
Oh
there's
yeah.
a snare drum in the beginning, and it's two notes, eighth notes next to each other, and they're coming in at different patterns, like they're shifting by a quarter note, like there you would expect that any other producer would put them on the same beat, right? Like on two, I'm gonna hit the snare, or like
Hmm.
the and of two and two, I'm gonna hit the snare, da 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 da, something like that. But he goes da 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 da, like he shifts by like a whole quarter note and then shifts back. Like even just there, like in the beginning, there's this
Hmm.
little subtle shift. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Then they have this like it's so quiet. And he breaks out this like melodic house groove that I just didn't expect, from the opening. Um, and
Hmm.
then he has these huge like chords in the bridge, these synth chords, and I mean that distorted melody, like that synth solo at the end, is just yeah, that is the most
Yeah, it's
memorable
so
part of that
cool.
thing. I mean the sound of that is the sound that like it's the thing that musicians call tasty, right? Like it's tasty, it's mean, like it's so mean and nasty that it makes you scrunch your face when you're listening to it. You're like,
Oh
like
yeah.
you want to get in there. And I just thought it was an amazing production.
Well, and it's such an interesting. I'm curious if it's a sample, maybe, because like it sounds like somebody took one note of like an electric guitar solo and then threw it in a sampler and then just started messing with it. Like I'm curious if it's a sample or if it's a patch or how they did that because it's a
Yeah, I
very
mean, it doesn't.
interesting sound.
It certainly could be that, but it also could just be like a sawtooth wave that they ran through a bunch of filters.
Yeah.
They compressed it, then they ran it through like some EQ to raise the high end. Then of course they saturated it. Then ran it through a distortion filter or something like that. Like you can make sounds like that out of nothing, you know.
Oh, I know that you can't. I can't, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
As far as synthesizer sound design, I'm definitely just starting my journey
Yeah, it's a
there.
rabbit
But
hole. So for sure, yeah,
it's yeah, it's something I find
yeah,
very interesting though. And like any of that future based stuff, the drop is always just so epic and just giant. It's always just like it's so big and I would say dystopian sounding too. I don't know if that's a weird way to describe it, but
yeah.
that's
That's
like where my
interesting. I
brain
mean,
goes.
to be honest, I'm relatively new to listening. I've been listening to electronic music for a long time, but it was mostly hip hop, earlier in my life. And as I
Hmm.
get older, I'm listening to more and more synth music, and probably just because there's more people playing it and it's popular now, right? Like synth music is really popular, but I'm
Yeah.
also fascinated by the sound design aspects of it. So, I future bass like drops and stuff. Like I don't know what I'm doing with drops at all. I'm producing future bass music, but I don't know how to make a nasty drop. I really don't know how to do it. So I'm still exploring that aspect of it. I can make sounds all day, but drops, hey, I got to work on it for sure.
Yeah. All right. So my next tune is I this song I found about an hour and a half ago. I needed one more song, and I was really kind of panicking. So I went to one of my go-to places, which is the same place that I found the first artist that I played, which is Listen to This on Reddit. And so I was going through, and this group or artist, they're so small that they don't have any sort of bio, and I can't find almost anything on them. Let's see. What did I find? They're from Lafayette,
Big
Indiana.
city.
That was what I found. But this song but this song is called Move to Mars by Shorty and the Chef, and it came out this past Friday on the
Nice.
12th. So it's a very new song. This song is called Move to Mars.